Omicron. Falcon hates puns and thinks that they're all wrong. One's American and one is an Aussie. Talking about StarCraft 2 and the esports scene.
Hello. Welcome to the podcast, Falcon.
Thank you, Omicron. It's always such a nice, warm welcome.
I mean, is it really that warm? It doesn't I wasn't being like, oh, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. It was polite, maybe. I don't know about warm.
Well, it's about as warm as you get, so I'll take it.
You don't think I get any warmer than that?
I do not.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I am a cold-hearted being, I suppose.
I mean, do you disagree with me?
No, not in any particular point.
All right, good. I'm glad we're on the same page. All right, so I have a lot to talk about today. You want to start with GSL?
Yeah, let's start with GSL. We've had precisely one group done.
We have.
I'm just
And I tried to just claw out some time today to watch a bunch of it, and I did. I didn't get all the way through
Neither did
the
I.
last hour, but I watched the first 2.5 hours of the VOD on YouTube.
Fair enough.
And I don't know, nothing crazy about any of these matches, I don't think.
No. I think the results are more or less expected.
Yes.
Doc getting out 4-0. No surprise.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I kind of expected Classic to be able to take a game off him because Classic's given Rogue some issues in the Africa Worlds, but I don't know. Maybe Dark and Rogue are just different play styles.
I mean, maybe. On the other hand, maybe Classic was like, I'm going to open Void Rays right after they've been nerfed.
Patch notes? What are those?
Patch notes haven't been translated into Korean, so they're not sure what actually the changes actually were yet.
Very true.
The one intern hasn't gotten to it yet, so they just don't know.
Yeah, no idea. So yeah, game one of the Dark versus Classic series was probably the most interesting one. It was, opening Void Rays, kind of opening a little Sky Tossy with Oracle and stuff, and and then Dark was just like, I'm gonna Nidus you in your main because you have no vision in this corner at all.
Yep.
So it's like, sure, the the Nidus Worm got buffed in that it comes with some extra creep for queens to toss creep tumors onto, but he didn't need it. Like the old Nidus would have worked exactly the same way because Classic did not respond to it at all. He was not there.
That is entirely true. And then more Niduses came down. A creep tumor did eventually go down, and creep spread a little. And I did have to see Classic Dark pulling his queens back to the creep to transfuse when he realized he couldn't.
That's true. That was interesting.
He did have to do it. It didn't seem to matter, but it was probably something just like, oh, I'm so used to just being able to like spam T and click, right? To mass transfuse everything that he has. He's like, oh, I can't do this anymore. All right, walk back. All right, now do it.
You can hear him frantically slamming the T over and over. He's like, come on! What's wrong with you?
You have the energy. I see it.
So he didn't read the patch notes either. He just figured this out on the fly. He's like, how come? Maybe if I put him on the creep, they can... Oh, okay, there we go.
I mean, imagine if he paused the game and he's like, I think I've got a bug. My queen won't transfuse. I think we need to remake.
Calls the ref over. Hey, so something weird just happened. I like this world where the Koreans have no idea the patch notes are out. Like the new patch is live. That's very good.
Well, looking at BattleNet, I wouldn't tell you. They still have not published the patch notes to like the patch notes section of the game folder. So
good point. Which they probably should do.
They probably should do
one of these days.
I would like it.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes no difference. I know the changes, but I think just keeping the game up to date is something that they should do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Also, like, Ian the StarCraft 2 intern, who's the only person working on the project, if you would just take a couple of minutes and just update that, that'd be really great. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe it's possible he doesn't know how it's done. It hasn't been done in 6 months at the very least.
Oh, that's true. It's probably going to take him a little bit longer because he needs to figure out how to do it.
Right, he needs to find the pamphlet-sized instructions the last intern left. Which,
well, it's like several interns ago, right?
Well, I mean, I
the last
assume
intern to do the patch note thing was like 2 years ago now, so they've had multiple interns that have just taken the job since then and replaced.
Well, we had new maps. We got a patch notes for that 6 months ago.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so maybe it is the same intern then.
It might be. I'm assuming interns are about 6 months. They might be 3 or 4. So
yeah, I think 3 months is a pretty solid unpaid intern amount of time.
So, at least 2 interns ago, it's possible that when there was some lawsuits going around, they just got told to shred everything, and like that's why he can't find the instructions.
Oh my gosh, you're probably right. Oh,
I hate that I'm right, but yeah.
I know, that hurts me, but it's so probably accurate. Bleh. All right, so yeah, Dark 2.0's classic.
A lot of 2-0s, actually. The first 3 matches were all 2-0s. DRG 2-0ing Dream, and then Dark 2-0ing DRG.
Yeah.
To get out
and
first,
then Classic finally got 1 map against Dream and took him down, or then eventually 2, which is nice.
Yep.
He dropped the first one, then the last 2.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Classic was really insistent on using Skytoss versus Dream in this series. He was like, carriers are viable. And it's like, are they that viable? Like, really? Like, I'm going to make a lot of Void Rays. And it's like, against Terran.
Like, I mean, he got the win.
Yeah, he did. But it was like harder than it needed to be. I don't know, man. It was very strange. He had one game where he just went Colossus Carrier. That was his comp. And Tastosis was like, so this is interesting. They were really confused by it.
Are we sure that was the actual Classic and Dream, not just like a couple of Platinum level players?
Yeah, right? Some Plat kid who's like, oh, carriers are good and Colossus are so good.
Yeah.
Brainstorm. Yeah. That is a very Plat strategy, but hey, it worked. Yeah. Other than that, the one thing I did want to bring up was during what series was this? DRG versus Dream series.
Okay.
Tastosis was talking about the incredible cost efficiency of banelings. And it's like, they're super cheap and they do splash damage and they'll take 8 Marines with them just for 1 baneling and they're so good. The most cost efficient unit in the game. And then no joke, like 2 minutes later, DRG is rolling like 15 banelings into a base, and 2 Widow Mines just go, and they're all gone.
I mean,
and did they say, oh no, maybe we're wrong about this. Maybe Widow Mines are the most cost efficient unit. Because it was literally 1 hit, bam, 8 Widow Mines gone. Another hit, bam, 7 Widow Mines gone. And it was like,
Well, I mean, Widow Mines might have a spike of cost efficiency where you're going to get those, once a tournament connections where you get like 1,000 drones with a single Widow Mine because they stacked. Like, it's possible. But on average, they don't really do that because splits are so good.
Banelings? No.
Well, not usually splits against banelings, but in other areas, like, people will split against... They'll see Widow Mines and be like, oh, there's the line, just drag off this 1 unit.
Sure, right? The elite players do. Cyril does it, Raynor does it, Dark does it, Rogue does it. But the second tier of like Zergs like Solar are just like, I'm going to eat this. Like, they are not paying that much attention to their Zerglings that they're running them around.
Right, but I mean, the players that we're talking about are in that first tier. And the people that they were casting when they mentioned that banelings were the most cost efficient were also the same players. So... Yeah, obviously bottom tier players, everything's wacky. Like, you get to bronze and Broodlords are the most cost efficient unit because nobody knows how to make anything that shoots up, right?
Right, that's true. But every long ZVT that I cast, there's at least 1 time a Widow Mine gets like 8 Banes. There just is. Even for Serral, even for Raynor, even for Dark.
Really?
Like, they'll do an amazing job of it over and over and over and over again, but by the 18th time a Widowmine's going for the Rainling clump, it's like, all right, that one hit.
Fair enough.
So I think it might be more frequent, but yeah. I mean, overall, Banelings make more connections with clumps of Marines than Widowmines make connections with clumps of Banelings.
I would say so. Yeah. In those two specific instances, I would agree. And I think we see Banelings. I don't know. They're just more friendly, and you can make more of them, and that makes them appear more cost effective. Even though, in theory, if you make more of them, you're spending more on them.
Yeah, and even though running 20 Banelings at a group of bio might get some good results, but it's 20 Banelings. Nobody makes 20 Widowmines in professional games. At least not all at the same time.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely. It's been a while since we've seen mass Widowmine games. I think I have seen it though. It was
I have too, but it was forever ago. It must have like 5-6 years ago. Yeah. Somebody tried it in some kind of DreamHack, I want to say, like the earlier rounds.
Okay.
And this poor Zerg just like struggled so mightily to deal with it. There were just like 30 Widowmines outside of the front door of his natural, and he was like, I'll use roaches. And it's like, no!
You want Hydras.
Yeah. Like, please make some Hydralisks for the love of everything. Yeah. I still have like PTSD from that because I don't remember who the Zerg was. It was nobody we know, obviously.
Right.
It was just so sad.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Anywho, and then like Widowmines too, and Widowmine drops against Protoss, they're pretty common, but it's pretty rare at the highest level for Widowmine drops to get like 12 probes, right?
Right. It's a
all the
little.
Good Protoss, all the good Protoss respond to it really well.
I mean, yeah, but we do get I actually think maybe Widowmines kill in one big like, oh my god, they just got like 12 probes. Widowmines kill more probes than they do Banelings, like in the reverse. So like, you know, you were talking about how Widowmines get like a giant clump of Banelings, and you see that pretty often in a TVZ.
Yeah.
I feel like we see Widowmines getting giant clumps of probes more often in TVP. I feel like that's more often because Widowmine drops are just so common.
Well, the first one with the standard timing, Protoss are ready for it, right? So that one not so much, but you're right. Subsequent Widowmine drops that aren't at an established time and require you to babysit your probe line all the time that's rough, and those do get pretty good. But also Widowmine drops against Zerg are the same way. Yeah. I think Zergs are far less used to dealing with Widowmine drops, and when they show up at the 16-minute mark, it's just like, all right, that mineral line's dead. And maybe it doesn't matter as much at the 16-minute mark because Raynor just throws up another 18 drones and he's fine.
Right. Zerg just goes, well, I'll just hold down the D key for about half a second, burn through a third of my lava, and it's all good.
Right. And the elite Zerg players can pull that off. I think that probably hurt a lower level Zerg.
Yeah.
More than somebody who's insane like Raynor, but for sure.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I just maybe because it's more spectacular that you get the one Widowmine that takes out 10 Banelings. It just sticks in your mind more.
Sure.
Whereas 8 Banelings rolling the clump of Marines and killing 12 of them is like, okay, yeah, that's normal. Like, it's not as spectacular and like incredibly cost efficient, even though it's really cost efficient. Yeah. Anyway. It was just, I just thought it was funny. They were talking about how amazing Banelings were, and then they instantly got pwned by the Widowmine, which is up there. So, good times watching StarCraft.
Good times. Speaking of StarCraft, and a maybe slightly inappropriate name for the event, Nation Wars is back.
The timing could be better on this event.
Could be better, but you get to vote for your favorite players and have them come play.
Oh, no. It's not all voting, is it?
I don't believe so.
Because we know what happens when we give the internet all the control over something like this.
In theory, yes. I'm looking at the results because the open results as you vote. You can see how other people are voting. All the people you expect to go through from the country are going through.
Okay, so StarCraft fans are not trolls.
No.
Not in this anyway.
I mean, it is definitely interesting that we have a bunch of countries with players we don't know And seeing where the votes go there, you can kind of make a guess about the names. Like, there's one country, I don't remember what it is, but they have a player called Loki, and I'm like, I when I was voting, I'm like, I absolutely bet that this player, simply because of the fun name, is getting votes. And sure enough, he's at the top of the list. It was Chile, yeah. Not a lot of votes coming in for Chile. I think some people are just like voting for the popular countries. But Loki has 3 times the amount of votes, or twice, just over twice as many as the next person in his group. So,
there's a country here called Peace.
Is there? Where?
Yes. At the bottom.
At the bottom?
Like Israel's at the bottom, and the second lineup, there's a country called Peace.
Yeah, that's Russia.
Oh yeah, Skillis is in there.
Yeah.
I should have known. I should have known what it was. Oh, that's great.
Yep.
And then, yeah, there are a bunch of players here I have never heard of.
I like that Belgium has a player called Lucas Dart.
Sure.
Yep. Don't know why, but they've only
Why
got 2
not?
players, Lucas Dart and Great Teacher, and there's 2 votes apart. Like, it's neck and neck for them.
Oh, Probe's not playing.
No, I noticed that.
Who the heck is Oreo? It's a good name.
No idea.
I like the name Oreo.
Do you know who Stardock is?
No idea.
Yeah, no idea either. I don't know why Probe's not playing. He's probably busy with schoolwork or getting a job.
Yeah.
I think you might be finished for uni now.
Adulting stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, there are some countries here. It's like Malaysia has a StarCraft presence. Really? They got 2 players. Dang.
2 whole players. Well, 2 players who at least made GM and knew to sign up for this. Because that's
Sure.
Well, knew to sign up for this and had passports that they could submit like photos of to prove that they could travel for the event.
Right. It's complicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we don't get... Okay, there we go. The Korea list is interesting.
Mm-hmm. It is, because a lot of names there you wouldn't expect. Like
None
Prince.
of the, like... Yeah.
So
I guess the best players here are Solar and Zaun?
I would say so, yeah. But
Kira, I guess.
Beyond's going through because he's the most popular player out of there.
Yeah, for sure. He's the most famous player of any of these.
It's true. So I haven't looked. I've got Wikipedia open on my other monitor. I should see if there's a bracket or something available for see if actually there's other Koreans going through, because like there's no Dark or Rogue or anyone else. Well, it can't be this tournament because this tournament's done. It is from 2014. Thanks, Wikipedia.
It's a little old.
Yeah. I just searched for Nation Wars and it's like, here you go. 2014 tournament. Not what I wanted.
Super helpful.
It won't even give me like a, here's the most recent one either.
Wow.
Who's running this website?
Users like you and me.
It's true. I think I found it. Nation was 7 by the looks of it. Everything is TBD.
Cool.
Yeah.
Super useful.
Yep. And there isn't even a page for the qualifiers. Great. So maybe only Beyond gets through. Who knows?
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh well.
So whoever designed this page, instead of just making the country names like searchable text in Chrome or whatever,
the images.
they have you have to. They included a search bar to search for the country names instead of just having you do Control F. The whole thing's an image. It's dumb. Really bad website design.
That's great.
But at least they gave us the search, so that's nice.
It's true. Yeah, they foresaw the
Could've
problem
just
and
not
gave a
done that.
solution. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of just being like, make the text actual text. Nope.
I mean, they were also foreseeing enough to, like, I searched for America and it gave me USA, despite it being called USA.
Ooh, smart searching.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I am surprised Neeb is getting this many votes compared to, like, M. Canning, to be honest.
Well, I mean, Neeb has the history, right? Neeb did that one thing that one time, and that's all anybody knows.
He did that one
Right?
thing. Right, but M. Canning's that guy who did that one thing that one time as well, right? Like, this
Not on
is
how big a stage as Neeb did that one
not
thing that
quite
one
as big
time.
a stage, right?
Right.
But this is a popularity contest, and I'm like, well, beyond getting through, I would have expected M. Canning. I think M. Canning's the more USA kind of
Well,
guy.
yes, because that's his branding. Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely
And
true.
so when you have an event based on where you're from, you want someone who can represent. And I don't think Neeb's that guy. He's going to be like, cheer for me. I have to play good games. I don't think I practice very well, and I'm not very confident. Like, that's it. That's all he'll say the entire event.
Yeah, no, you're right. He doesn't have the bigger personality and the more American-centric personality that M. Canning does.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I'd prefer to see M. Canning represent because, first of all, I think he cares more than Neeb does in general about everything in the whole world.
Neeb's living large on his ting checks. He's ting royalty checks.
Yes. Well, since he started getting that ting money, he just hasn't had the passion anymore. Anyway, should be fun. Should be excellent. France is probably a favorite again.
I mean, Clem, yeah.
Yeah, Clem alone.
Clem alone has 1,200 votes.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Where's Big Gabe? Oh, there he is.
Yeah, here, Marine. He's top of.
I see him.
Yeah.
Well, he's on the bottom of the list of players for me when I pulled it up. So I was like, Showtime, Lambo, Ford. Who's Ford Jummy? Where's Big Gabe? Then it was the last one. Let's see. Poland with the laser to some extent.
Kelazar for Brazil.
Man, Kelazar hasn't done anything forever, though.
No. I don't think he even lives in Brazil anymore. He lives in, like, Norway or something because he's got dual citizenship.
Yeah, like he's doing education in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people are voting for Solia from Spain for the lulz, just to see if they can get some coaching out of him, maybe.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for Nation Wars, I guess.
That's it for Nation Wars. We'll continue the story as it unfolds in 6 weeks.
Stay tuned.
Actually, when is this tournament? Oh, it's in another 2 months. Cool.
I'm going to forget all about it.
Yep. Can't wait to go through that poll again.
I know, right? It's going to be great. Well, good. Let's see what else is going on. I guess CD Projekt Red officially announced Witcher 4.
Officially announced it's being worked on, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they've been talking about it for a couple years now. I mean, obviously, here's the thing. Witcher 3 is one of the most successful video games of all time. It is one of the best sellers of all time. So for them to be like, we're just done with the Witcher series now, we're not going to bother with the 4.
I mean, Witcher 3 is obviously very successful, but
yes,
I wouldn't put it in like the top 10 or top 20 even.
Well, are we including Candy Crush and Minecraft?
Well, Minecraft, yeah, but Minecraft is not in the same category as Candy Crush.
Okay, I just found it. So you tell me where you think it is on the list. I've got 1 through 50 here, and it's on the list.
23.
19.
That's close.
So I'd say that's one of the best-selling video games of all time out of all the bajillion video games ever.
It's barely top 20.
Yeah, but I mean, we've got Super Mario Brothers on here. We're going back 40 years with this stuff.
Yeah, sorry.
So it's tied with Skyrim.
Okay.
That's amazing considering how many times that's been released on different platforms.
Well, I mean, it just came out.
It just came out.
I'm surprised you can't play Skyrim on that list.
The Wikipedia platform for Skyrim, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, and Diablo 3.
Okay. I mean,
it's not bad company, honestly.
Send me that list, because is that what's around it?
Yeah, that's what it's tied with for 19th.
Okay. Interesting.
So the ones above that are stuff like Terraria, Mario Kart Wii, a lot of Mario stuff. Red Dead Redemption 2 is 10 with Tetris. Grand Theft Auto 5 is 2, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Tetris is on here twice. Oh, the Nintendo version of Tetris versus the EA version of Tetris. They're different things, apparently.
Sure.
That's stupid. And so much Mario. So much Mario. Super Mario Brothers. Mario Kart 8. Like, man, Mario Kart Wii Sports Resort, Super Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. It's like the top 20 is just all Mario.
Yeah, I'm just thinking if you collapse all these things down into their franchises, I still don't know if it makes top 10.
Witcher?
Yeah.
Okay, so Minecraft its own thing. Grand Theft Auto 5 is its own thing. Tetris, we're going to remove 1 for Tetris because it's on there twice.
Uh-huh.
Wii Sports, we're going to remove 1 because it has a Wii Sports Resort on there too, and that's the same thing. Yes, no?
No, but is Wii Sports in the top 10? Well,
Yeah,
Wii Sports
Sports
is,
is
but not.
4.
Where's Wii Sports?
16.
Resort? Well, it doesn't count because we only care about the top 10.
But if we cut enough from 1 through 20, it might put Witcher 3 into top 10.
No, because I don't think you can. There's enough to cut in the top 10. Like, even like the top 15. If you can't cut 5 things from the top 10, then 15 won't make it in. And there's not 5 things to cut. There's 2. There's Tetris and Tetris.
Wii Sports, maybe?
I mean, Wii Sports and maybe Wii Fit, we can cheat and call the same thing.
Well,
Or maybe Mario Brothers and Mario Kart. Like, you can cut one of them because that's Mario.
Right. I think there's multiple Mario Karts in here too, though.
But in the top 10.
Right. 14. So 7 and 14 are Mario Kart.
Right.
They
Look,
combined Pokemon Red, Green, Blue, and Yellow into one game, though.
Yeah. And we'll cut green and yellow and just leave red. It's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, why did they do that with this one, but not with Tetris?
I assume because Pokemon Red, Green, Blue, and Yellow are all the same game released at the same time by the same company. And
are
the same
there
development.
4 versions of that one?
Yeah.
Oh, are there always 4?
Yeah. I think Green was only released in Japan. That might not be true. But I know I had a yellow and a red version, and I knew people with blue. So I've definitely seen that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair enough then.
Yep.
All right, whatever. I don't think it makes top 10, but I think being 19th on the list of every video game of all time is pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to deny that.
It sold more copies than Duck Hunt, for heaven's sakes.
Yeah. Oh, well, who cares? It's Duck Hunt.
And Super Mario 3? Man. It's a great game. All right, so anyway, the point is they've made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars on The Witcher 3.
That is an excellent point. We're ranking greatest games by all time simply by their money base. I don't think that's right either. But that's an argument for a different topic. It's a good metric to use here for simplicity.
It is.
Let's not argue about the artistic value of Tetris.
No, it's going to take way too much time.
Yeah, we don't have that much time.
No.
Nobody does.
So the point is, for them to be like, we're walking away from the Witcher franchise would have been really stupid, monetarily speaking. It could have been like artistically pure if they decided to do that, sure.
Yeah, because like we've seen developers walk away from the games like that. Like Bungie walked away from Halo when everyone was like, "You've just made like 4 really great Halo games, 5, I think, maybe even." And they're like, "Yeah, we want to make something else," and they did. And then they gave it to 343, and they've done basically fuck all with it.
Garbage with it, yes.
Yep. I saw an interesting video where you've probably heard of him. What's his name? Blitz something on YouTube. Yeah, he makes Blitz. He makes Halo videos. Mint Blitz or Mini Blitz.
Nope. There's a YouTuber that I watch some of his Halo videos. He's been making them since he was like 11. It's like General the Kid or something.
General the Kid, yeah. I know him.
I've been around forever.
Yeah, okay. Mint Blitz is this guy's name. He
Okay.
did a video the other day, uh, where he went through and read like it wasn't LinkedIn, it was something else for developers, but it was like LinkedIn reviews of companies by former employees who like left and were writing
Okay.
reviews about the company, who and basically went through and like, oh yeah, here's all these people that have left after the launch of Halo Infinite, talking about how the company is just accruing massive amounts of technical debt because they're in a rush to get things out and nothing's being worked on properly, and they just keep pushing new features to try and get stuff out and stuff done quickly, and it's burning everyone out. It's terrible and it's awful. It's a great video.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. So bad times.
Bad
Anyway, the
times.
larger point is they're making another Witcher game. It's taking us way too long to get to this point.
Well, yeah, but I mean, the point was obvious. Like, that's the point we're going through, is the fact that it's obvious that they're making more Witcher.
Okay, good. We could have just left it at that. The interesting point about this whole thing is that they're scrapping the Red engine, which they've been using to develop their games for a long time now. And they're going to start using the Unreal 5 engine.
I mean, did they make Witcher 3 with the Red engine?
They sure did.
Really? That's interesting.
And Cyberpunk.
Huh.
Yep. And Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. Like, it's their proprietary engine. They decided we're going to make a studio. We're not going to use any of the prepackaged stuff. We're going to do our own thing. And I mean, for one shining moment, Witcher 3 sure was awesome. But from, I don't know, from different interviews and things that people are talking about, it just seems like they had a lot of problems developing Cyberpunk with the Red engine. I don't know if that's an excuse or not, but that's what they said. So apparently it was enough to change to a proven maker of engines. So Unreal 5 it is.
Interesting. Cyberpunk 2077 uses Red Engine 4. I think might be the only game made on that engine.
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So anyway, yeah, kind of interesting stuff. Unreal 5. So I was reading about this today. Unreal 4 had some pretty big limitations on kind of open world environments.
Yeah.
And so that's Unreal 5 was developed specifically with the intent of making it better for those types of games.
Okay.
So it would make sense if they're trying to make another Witcher to do something that is designed specifically for open world stuff. And if that's what they're doing for Witcher 4, then super cool. And we'll probably see it in 2027 or something. I don't know, man.
I mean,
It's gonna
yeah,
take them a while.
Probably.
Yeah. Also, I don't know. I'm concerned that a lot of the original Witcher 3 devs are gone at this point.
Sure.
So who's in charge of the project, and what kind of talent is available for this, and how many people got super burned out because of Cyberpunk and left?
All valid questions.
Yeah. So as much as everybody loves The Witcher 3, except for you, Witcher 4 might not be that great.
Why do you say it like that?
I mean, am I wrong?
I don't have a problem with it. Like, I think it's a good game.
Everyone loves it, and you just think it's a good game. That's the difference.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I should be called out for it. I feel personally attacked here.
Well,
so this was a safe space.
It's just your preference. I mean, no one should attack you for your likes and dislikes.
So why are you attacking me?
Yeah. Good question.
Okay. I'm just at this point. I'm just reading through a list of games that came out in the Unreal Engine 4 and being like, "Where are the open world games?"
Right.
I've seen a couple like PUBG and Satisfactory, Ark Survive Evolved. Warhammer 40,000 Eternal Crusade. That was not a good game.
Not well received.
No. Oh. There's some, but there's not like a bunch. I'm not like going through here being like, well, the last 5 Assassin's Creed games were on it.
Right.
Or something like that. But it's just interesting. I had no idea that it wasn't good for an open world game. You learn something new every day.
True
That's
fact.
the takeaway. That's the takeaway.
Yeah. So developers avoided it if they were making an open world game, and they're trying to fix that with Unreal 5. So we'll see. We'll see if the next, the next 5 incredible open world games are on Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, could be good.
Actually, is that out yet?
What, Unreal Engine 5?
Yeah.
I just had the tab open. I should have looked at it there.
Seeing some first look stuff back in 2020. A preview is available in 2021.
Yes, it is out.
There's a preview though, right? Is it out?
Of the engine? Yeah. The engine's out.
Okay.
I've got a list here on Wikipedia of games. It's like 12 things long, of which maybe 3 or 4 of these games are actually out. Well, it looks
out
good.
Already. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So games that are out. Well, games that it says that are out. I don't remember Ark Survival Evolved 2 having like a sequel. Well, Ark Survival Evolved having a sequel called Ark 2. Apparently that's out, or at least it claimed to be out this year. It's apparently running it. Black Myth Wukong, a game we've all heard of and played. Fortnite.
Yeah. Hours and hours in that one. Fortnite. Okay, whatever. Fortnite,
yeah.
Sure.
Redfall. I mean, it's made by Epic, and Epic makes on the Unreal Engine, don't they? So
that'd be really funny if they didn't. That'd be really funny.
A game called Redfall.
Sure.
And The Matrix Awakens.
That one people are excited about. Is that one out? No, it's not.
It says it was released December 9.
What? The Google says? Oh, so it's like a tech demo.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not. I think it's technically a game. Is it a game?
I guess, yeah. I mean, it has a defined failure state, I imagine.
Why can I only download these for consoles? Screw you, console gamers.
No one likes you.
What the crap? Honestly?
Apparently.
Yeah, this feels tech demo-y for me.
It is a tech demo, but tech demos are still games. I mean, I'm not saying they're great games. I'm not saying this is in the top 10 of tech demos.
But like, if you gave this to a 5-year-old, they'd be like, "This is a great game."
Yeah, because when I was 5, I lived off the demo discs that came with PlayStation Mags. So getting
right,
demos,
I'm not talking about you kids. I'm talking about kids in 2022 who do not have that experience.
Not 1995 kids. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. There's this other game that I saw this demo for it where you're like exploring this kind of canyony area.
Of The Matrix?
Did you see the demo for that? Nope.
It's okay. So you're like gliding down a cliff or something. Yeah,
it's like squirrel suit gliding stuff, right?
Yeah. Like base jump.
Yeah. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that just more tech demo stuff?
That was entirely a tech demo. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could look kind of fun. Like, I'm kind of bummed.
Yeah. Okay, so that's probably the difference between a tech demo and it being a game and not. Is if those are live or pre-rendered. You know, if it's just like one big cutscene made to look like a game, obviously that's not a game. It's a movie or a cutscene. But if you could theoretically launch that and then do that, even the fuck? Oh my! There was a phone going off in my house. I'm like, what? My phone's here. It's not making any noise. What was that? Yeah, if you can theoretically load it up, and even if it's all you have is like run and jump and then get to the bottom, that's still technically a game.
Sure. As long as it's not pre-rendered cinematic stuff.
As long as you have some level of control.
Yeah.
I will call it a game. I will die on that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I want to do the Matrix thing. I can't believe they're like, here it is for PlayStation and Xbox.
You have one of those, don't you?
Not a 5, it's a 4. It only works for 5.
Get a 5.
So I can play the tech demo for a Matrix game.
Well, Yeah, then
So,
you...
okay. So as far as any full-fledged $60 AAA games that have been made on the Unreal Engine 5, do any of those exist? Can we buy them? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like we're on the demo stage.
Well, Fortnite's free to play. So no, you can't buy it.
Apparently they're disabling building in Fortnite for like a week for like lore reasons.
For lore reasons?
Yeah, Reddit was going nuts about it.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't care.
I don't either.
Okay. I don't know. Building in Fortnite feels like that's the thing that makes it stand apart. Why don't you turn that off?
Lore reasons. It's for the story, man. Aren't you
lore
following
reasons.
the story? I don't know.
Look, I stopped paying attention to Fortnite's story when they announced the Emperor was coming back.
I don't know how there's any lore for Fortnite when every pop culture character in existence is in that game. Like, how does that make any sense? Spider-Man's in that game.
Spider-Man fought the Master
What's your
Chief.
lore with Spider-Man being in that game?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all stupid.
Well,
Anyway.
he opened a portal at the end of No Way Home and jumped through it and ended up in Fortnite.
Genius.
Yep. Done.
You're hired.
Yep.
Hire
me, Epic. I'll write your game story.
There's a YouTube video for the Matrix Awakens thing that you can watch if someone else play it.
Wow.
It looks pretty good. I don't know if it's blowing me away.
I mean, the interesting thing is because it's the Matrix, I'd expect it to be a VR demo.
Ooh,
I don't know
good
why.
point.
Yeah. Get in there and like lean back and dodge some bullets.
Yeah.
Fall over, crash on your coffee table and shatter it. You know, all the usual VR stuff.
A lot of like machine gun shooting.
Is it?
I don't really associate it with the Matrix all that much, but that's okay.
Fair enough.
You get to kill a helicopter. It's always fun. Anywho, so yeah, that's what CDPR is trying to do. There's a lot of sentiment on Reddit about not pre-ordering Witcher 4 when it becomes available because of the whole CD of the Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I mean, I will put money down that people will pre-order it.
They will, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because they'll be like, I know they've had problems, but man, I love The Witcher 3 so much.
Mm-hmm.
Some Macron won't be saying that, obviously.
No.
But a lot of people will.
No. So I don't know the ending of Witcher 3. Is Geralt still alive? Like, is he still doing stuff? Okay.
He's kind of retired.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He's kind of like purchased a home out on some vineyard somewhere and just like hanging out.
Yeah. So
with his love interest that you chose, I guess.
Okay. So new protagonist?
So they're thinking Ciri.
Okay.
They're thinking she gets to be the protagonist of her own stories now, which is kind of fun.
Fair enough.
I mean, she's got like world hopping capabilities because Elder Blood magic stuff.
Sure.
People thought she would be in Cyberpunk.
Really?
You heard about this?
No.
So in Witcher 3, like you're trying to find Ciri for most of the game, right? And you find her. And she's like, I was running from the wild hunt and I went to all these different worlds. And one of them I stayed in for a while and it was crazy. She's like, you wouldn't believe it if I told you what it was like. And Geralt's like, tell me. And she's like, there's mechanical horses and like, she's talking about cybernetics and stuff in her own terms and everything. So she's clearly in some, cyberpunky type place. And then Geralt's like, oh, come on. She's like, you dick. Like I told you wouldn't believe me. You can't force me to tell you what happened and then not believe it.
Right.
Anyway, but then, so then she wasn't in there at all. There's like a tiny little Easter egg.
This is an Easter egg that I found on, Yeah.
Anywho, so yeah, series centered probably. People have said it would be cool if they let you create your own Witcher.
Oh, yeah?
So instead of being named character, they just put you on a different continent in an unfamiliar environment, and you get to develop who you are and what your skills are and everything. So
cool.
I think that'd be fun too, but I don't know. It really sounds like they're in the planning stage of this thing already now. So I don't think they know what it's going to be yet.
Ooh. No. Maybe it'll just be Geralt gets to start like dimension hopping, and Witcher 4 is actually Cyberpunk 2. Imagine that plot twist, right? They're like, hey, new Witcher game, and it's all like riding around on roach and fighting monsters, and then like an hour into the game, you hop in a portal, and it's like, wake the fuck up, samurai.
And then The rest of the game's just Cyberpunk 2. That would blow everybody's mind. Holy cow.
That would elicit some refunds, I imagine.
It would. It absolutely would, but holy smokes, that'd be like the biggest video game story of the year if they could pull that off and like not have it leak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ooh. I like your idea very much. I'm going to email CD Projekt Red. Dear CD Projekt Red, I really love The Witcher, but like this would be awesome.
Please subvert the expectations of your most loyal fans and give them the thing they disliked the most.
Give them the thing that they do not want, probably.
You will make some money with my plan.
I mean, that's what they did with Cyberpunk. The first 3 hours of it is a very different game from the rest of it.
That is true. That is true.
So they're very familiar with a bait and switch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. All right, that's enough talking about CD Projekt Red. I think that's all the time they deserve at this point.
Quite possibly. Yeah. We'll build them if we keep talking about them.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything else going on in the video games world?
Not.
Oh, 86 wrapped up its season.
Oh, did it?
Second half of the first season.
Second half of the first
is
season.
Now over. It's very confusing. My brain considers them two separate seasons, but they're not.
Right. Excellent. Well, if it's wrapped up its season, I can finally watch it.
Hooray!
Yay!
I think it's really good. I think the first season ends very well.
Excellent. I look forward to it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I am so ready for a new season of anime.
Cool.
So ready because, I mean, I talked about this like 6 weeks ago, but the 4 shows that I picked to watch were all like very similar isekais to the point where I forget which one is which.
This character's not in the. Oh wait.
Right. I'm like, weren't they? No, they were going to that other place to that other thing to get that other MacGuffin for the guy. But now the guy's here and the MacGuffin's back there.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
Yeah, I mean, I cut one of them out and I got a lot better. I'm not gonna lie. Cut the worst one, trimmed the fat a little. I got much better. I'm really.
Good job.
Okay, so there's a show. One of the shows that I'm enjoying is called "How the Realist Hero Saved the Kingdom" or something.
Oh boy. Uh-huh.
Basically, a hero gets summoned to a fantasy world, and they're under orc invasion or some shit, like demons. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm not a fighter, but your country's falling to shit. I'll become your king, and I'll lead you guys through like an economic revolution." And that's how he saves the kingdom.
Of course.
Right, so that's kind of enjoyable. I wish they went a little more into the hows of it, rather than just like, well, in Japan, he was training to be a civil servant his entire life, and that's why he knows everything and everything there is to know. And it's like, oh, he had the bright idea of sanitation. It's like, okay.
What?
Wow, that was great. I'm so glad we wasted an episode on that.
We shouldn't poop where we drink. What?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But when they get to like diplomatic incidents between other nations and stuff, it is kind of interesting where he's like, I'm going to offer a different solution that no one saw coming because I'm a brilliant guy. Yeah. I mean, it's not great writing, but it's above average for what the show is. That's my highly rated TV viewing experience for you.
Yeah. So yeah, 86 is better than that.
Good. I'm glad to hear it.
That's what I can give you.
I'm looking forward to binging something good. I've been looking through and I'm like, I don't have anything. I almost finished The Faraway Paladin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I left that to binge it, and I got to like the second to last episode, and I don't remember if it's in the first book, but because you only read the first one, yeah?
Correct.
Does that go through to where he meets the elf?
I don't remember an elf.
Okay. So basically, at the end of I think it's the second book. Then he basically goes on a super depressing moment where he realizes that he's overpowered. Like he somehow didn't know he was overpowered, and then he's like, "I can't bring my friends with me. They'll just die." Like he almost died this time. If something had gone even a slightly bit worse, he would have been like ripped in two by this giant monster. I have to go kill it myself. And it's like, you were just there with him and a bunch of other people, and you all got your asses kicked. Why can you now suddenly do it by yourself? And he just gets so mopey. And then his injured friend, who's on like the verge of death, just like bitch slaps him into the mud. He's like, "Look, I can look after myself. I'm here to make these decisions too." I just can't stand the character at that point.
Yeah, whiny main characters are difficult to empathize with.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I think.
Yeah. Which is annoying because he was more or less fine up until that point. A little preachy, but I mean, he's a paladin and a priest the entire show. So, yeah. It's difficult when he goes from I need to pray 7 times an episode to I need to whine 7 times in a minute.
Not great. Bad, in fact.
Not great. And I stopped there, and I look at my queue. I'm like, I should just finish it.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah. So I'm ready for something good. Ready for something good.
Excellent. Let's see. Attack on Titan's insane.
Yeah.
It's very, very leaned hard into a war is hell story at this point.
Yeah.
So if that sounds interesting to you, you have something to look forward to.
I mean, I've seen that before.
Yeah. But like leaning. Because you're right. It's not a new message by any stretch.
No. I've also seen manga spoilers. So.
Okay. So you know where it's going.
So, well, I haven't had everything spoiled.
Okay.
I just have a couple like key things that I don't know if that's serious or not, or if it's just coincidence, is symbolism. Obviously, I can't say anything because I don't want to spoil even the slightest thing for you. I mean, even just telling you that it ends might be a spoiler. Did you know the story ends?
I am aware there's an ending, which is real nice because stories that never end are not good.
Well, I mean, at the end, he could go through a time portal and have to relive everything. And he's just like stuck in a loop for all time. Like there is that kind of non-ending ending.
I think that counts as an ending.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
If you just have to go back through the exact same thing again, then yeah, there's an ending and then it starts over.
Fair enough. But breaking the cycle is a whole new story now that you're aware of the cycle.
And that's true. If it turns into a new story, then sure. That's not ending at all.
But if he's stuck and can't, who knows? I guess the story doesn't end at that point. Because we need to know if what his level of perception is. But I can tell you that the story ends.
Excellent. I'm glad the story ends, and we don't just cycle through over and over in a cycle of suffering.
Yeah. Cycles.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, good. Anything else we need to cover before we wrap this up?
I can't think of anything.
Okay. We covered all the nerd stuff.
Not the top of my head. I bought a new graphics card, which I think we talked about.
You did, yes.
Yes, I did, and it's great. I've got images displaying on its own LCD screen built onto it for some reason. The problem is, yesterday or the day before, I woke up and I checked my email, and I immediately got an email from the supplier, from the retailer that I got. It's like, hey, the card you just bought, it's dropped by $200.
Nice.
It's even cheaper now. In fact, even the next model up, cheaper than the one you just bought.
So, okay, for anybody listening to this or watching this, if you're having a hard time getting an 30 series video card, go to Australia. They have so many of them. We're putting on sale right now.
It's true. We're considering like dumping them just because we have to. Like they're taking up so much space in our warehouses.
Yeah, they're just dumping them into the ocean.
Yeah,
just huge cargo ships full of them. Can't find anyone to buy.
We're giving them to underprivileged city kids to use as street art to glue them on walls and make like a sort of mosaic effect.
my gosh. So terrible. It's all terrible. But seriously, Australia has all the cards. That's where they are.
Yeah, we have all the cards. It's true.
Yeah. So if you can't get one, get mad at them.
All your cards belong to us.
Yep.
All right.
All right, cool. So that is going to be it from us today. This has been Somicron and Falcon Paladin with another edition of the Falcon Paladin Hour. Thanks for watching us or listening to us on twitch.tv/Somicron. The schedule is on the Discord. Sometimes it's on Monday. Most of the time it's on Tuesday.
It's true.
Or Wednesday. If you're on Australia. Anyway, support the podcast directly at patreon.com/Somicron. You can also support us by buying merch at falconpaladin.store. And until next time, thanks for watching or listening, and you take care of yourself.
Bye.